Chaos theory. You know chaos theory, the butterfly effect? It's this idea. If a butterfly flaps its wings somewhere in Brazil, it can cause a windstorm all the way in all the way in Texas. And about a month ago, my wife, she was making her butt cheeks flap. And then a few days later, I turned on the news, and Hurricane Irene hit the East Coast. Well, before I bring up the comments, I want to say, I see you guys are a very respectful crowd. I greatly appreciate that, because in the past, I think all of us have had experiences with hecklers, and I did want to address a particular comedian who had an experience with a heckler. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Cat Williams. Now see, as a comedian, I'm very sensitive to comedians who steal other comedians' material. And Cat Williams basically stole Kramer's stand-up set, except he replaced the N-word with the word Mexican when he was interrupted by a Mexican heckler. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Cat Williams, imagine if Superfly got gangbanged by a pack of leprechauns, and 9 months later, out popped the crack baby that grew up to be a stand-up comedian. Yeah, that's Cat Williams. Look, and I can understand him going after a heckler. I'm behind him on that one. But you don't go after a person's ethnicity. You don't go after the whole ethnic group. That's messed up. He actually said to this guy, this Mexican gentleman, why don't you go back home to Mexico? That's messed up. How would Cat Williams like if someone said to him, why don't you go back home to Munchkin Land? Yeah. And people to spin the media put on it, trying to say, oh, it's just another case of the rift between black and Latino. And you know what? There is no rift between black and Latino, because throughout history, we've always come together to create beautiful things. Like during the 60s, blacks and Latinos, under Martin Luther King and Cesar Chavez, we marched together for equality. And several years later, blacks and Latinos came together again in New York to create hip-hop. Although white people, I apologize whenever I get done music. I know it sucks, it's horrible, but that's when we're messed up. And even today, blacks and Latinos, at the rate that we make babies, we're keeping America competitive with China, okay? And really, when it comes down to it, there's no difference. Look, we have more similarities than differences. The only real difference between black and Latino cultures is while some in our families got deported, their families got imported. Thank you. I can see you guys are ready. Are you guys ready for your next comic? Let me hear you. Oh, that's all you got? Rockford on a Friday night? Are you guys ready for your next comic? Okay, this next gentleman coming to the stage. If you've read the Rockford Register Star, you've probably read his work. You've seen him at the Sullivan Theater. You've seen him all over town. Please welcome to the stage, Kevin Haas.